this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. So it's been maybe like 2 or 3 days now with my new Freewrite alpha, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update because holy shit. I don't even know how I can really describe my love for this device right here. I was unboxing it. My biggest issue with my writing and just my ADHD overall is just getting distracted by other things or just forgetting. But what ends up happening is that I sit down to write and I just end up getting distracted by YouTube and, you know, numbers and followers and this and responding to other people and interacting and engaging with content, and it's just like a lot, if that makes any sense. So I love this device. I've had it for maybe like 3 days now, and I've already written more words for my work in progress, both of my work in progresses actually. In the past like 3 days of just having this, I have written more words than I've written in like the past 2 or 3 weeks. Like I really didn't think, and especially considering how overpriced it is, in my opinion, like I can easily see why people don't think it's worth it, but obviously like everyone goes through things differently. But for me, holy shit, this was definitely a worthwhile purchase.
So lately I've been getting a lot of my writing done at my local gaming cafe. You'll see a better clip of what it actually looks like later on. But yeah, I've just been taking my Freewrite and just going and having some coffee. And yeah, here's little Pico. He had a little infection, so we had to put the cone on him, but decided to take him out for a walk and take the cone off for a bit so he could get his mind off things. And sorry for all the Freewrite like promo, kind of like this isn't sponsored or anything, but I just am obsessed with this device. It just has completely changed my outlook and my writing habits. But yeah, it's been really rainy lately, and I'm just looking forward to the spring weather. Hopefully it comes soon. So here is Loki and Pico. They're just relaxing in the sun along with Cricket the bearded dragon. And if you guys ever want me to do like a pet introduction video, let me know. I'll totally do it.
My Tamagotchi died and I'm very sad. Anyways, so I hope you guys are having a really good week, or weekend rather. It's Monday. I totally didn't realize that. Now I'm maybe like 6,000 words into my work in progress Swan of the Night. And here's the thing, like I know that that's not a lot as compared to, you know, a lot of other writers out there, but obviously, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison kills contentness, all that good stuff. I try my best not to compare myself to other writers, other models, other photographers, other artists in general. Everyone's different and everyone has a different taste, and not everyone's gonna like your shit, and some people are gonna love it. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's important to remember that, but at the same time, like everyone's on a different journey. Some people write really fast and they're gonna get an agent and they're gonna get their book published, and some people write really slow and it takes them longer, but then their book becomes a huge success. Like it really, you never know. But anyway, so I'm about 6,000 words in, maybe up to like the 3rd chapter, because I also have a terrible habit of like editing as I write. It's a habit that I definitely need to break. But that's another reason why I'm just like a really slow writer. Every time I write, I have to go back and like look at the last like 2 pages that I wrote and be like, does this sound good? And I'm like, oh no, like stop, you're inhibiting your abilities to write further. Like, so yeah, besides being a slow writer, I honestly have put like a lot of my other stuff on hold lately, like my photography, my modeling. I just really, so another issue that I have, you know, just me being with, you know, my distractions and everything that goes on in my life, I'm so invested in multiple forms of art, whether that's like my digital art and my small businesses, you know, my pets, you know, writing, modeling, photography, music. I love playing music, all that good stuff. My issue is that I don't spend, like, I'm so bouncy, like I bounce back and forth between all the different things that I don't actually spend enough time on one thing to be successful at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm successful in the sense that like I can do it and I know how to do it and like, you know, I enjoy it. But to see any type of, you know, financial success or, you know, society's terms of success, I do struggle with sticking with one thing for a long period of time because honestly, like I'm just, I always call it like the Aries syndrome because like, you know, I'm an Aries and that's just kind of how we are. But anyways, whether you believe in horoscopes or not, and I mean, I don't even necessarily 100% believe in them, but anyways, I just call it that just because it's funny. But we are always seeking that like dopamine high, and I don't like, and if you can relate, you'll know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I basically mean like we're seeking the little bursts of dopamine that come in your brain when you accomplish things, when you accomplish little goals. The only issue is that you're constantly seeking that like dopamine. So I found that like with myself, at least, that, you know, I was like that and I was constantly searching, constantly looking for the next photo shoot, constantly looking for the next, you know, sticker design or like art piece or, you know, whatever it may be. And I wasn't focusing on any long-term goals of mine, whether that was like working in mental health or, you know, my books, etc. So I decided to put everything else for now on hold. I haven't been doing much digital art. I haven't been doing much jewelry making or music or anything. I'm solely focusing on the success of my book, the success of my writing, and my work in mental health and all that good stuff. And I needed to focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed to just like hammer down, which is another reason why I bought my Freewrite. Actually, it's like in its little case, but because obviously it's distraction free, but at the same time, it was obviously, since it was so overpriced, I was like, okay, now I kind of have to use it because it was overpriced and I spent the money on it. So it's like, now I have to use it. And if I'm using it, I'm not distracted. So I'm like, okay, so I guess it's kind of the best of both worlds, even though I had to basically fucking, you know, pressure / trick myself into doing it, but it works. I'm also currently reading 2 books, kind of like simultaneously, but like when I get, or it depends on when I have time, honestly. But I'm currently reading Rust Colored Rain by Otto Schaefer, who is another indie author. I'm trying to like only read books by other indie authors too, just to inspire myself, also to support other indie authors and artists and creators, etc. So I'm reading Rust Colored Rain, and then I'm also reading The Weight of Wishes by Tori Weed. The cover is just gorgeous, and just I was really interested in the story, so I was like, and it's another indie writer, so I was like, fuck it, why not? So I bought the book. Other than that, not much has really been going on lately. We are preparing for our move back to Florida. We lived in Florida. Well, I grew up in New York, then I moved to Florida, then I moved back to New York, which is where I am now, and now we're moving back to Florida. But hopefully by the end of the year. So we are preparing for that. We're, you know, starting to like get rid of shit that we don't need and like, you know, give things away, try to downsize a lot. We're going to downsize all of our furniture. And a lot of the things, just so like the move itself is like, we're taking less things. Also just things that I don't use. You know, there's this group on Facebook that my town does where you can just give things away, you know, kind of out of the goodness of your own heart. And the whole point is like not to expect anything back. So if you post something and you're like, oh, I'm giving away this, you know, pair of boots, people can just comment and be like, oh, like I love them or something. And then you just pick someone or whoever's first or whatever. So yeah, so we've been getting rid of a lot of things, just preparing for this move. I mean, we're not even 100% sure it's going to happen yet. So like everything in my life is kind of up on the fence right now. I have 2 more presentations to write for my work in mental health, which is great. I'm trying to think of like other things that are going on in my life right now. Oh, so I know I mentioned that I'm taking a break from other shit, but I did get a new camera, just because I was due for an upgrade, and my old camera was like almost 7 or 8 years old, and it just wasn't doing, you know, my clients justice anymore. And yeah, so I got a new camera and I wanted to play around with it. So me and my friend Jackie did like a little like impromptu photo shoot in my home studio. So I'll show those photos next. So a little bit more about my work in progress. Right now I am working on a dark romance / thriller novel. It's called Swan of the Night. The cover. And it's basically, so it's very big You vibes from Netflix. If you've ever seen You from Netflix, it's a pretty decent show. I didn't watch like the later seasons. I only watched season 1. Just because like I thought, for me at least, I thought it was like a good enough show to be standalone, just like the first season. Just my own opinion, but apparently if the other seasons are good, leave it in the comment section below and I'll watch it. And also, funny enough, Penn Badgley, the actor in that show, actually like lives in my town, or he has a house very close to where I live. So I actually saw him in town, maybe like when I first moved here, a few months back. But anyways, so it's very big you vibes from Netflix. My main character, Jim, is a college professor, and he falls unhealthily and obsessively in love, but with his prostitute. And there's so much that I want to share, but I can't share it, because I'm not gonna ruin it that way. But yeah, so basically he's very, how would I describe Jim? Jim is very like nice guy syndrome. He's very, you know, toxic masculinity to a T, but not in the way that you think. Not in like the macho, like, you know, football player, like, oh, like guys who paint are stupid, you know, like stuff like that, like sensitivity wise. I more so mean he's toxic masculinity in the sense that he is very entitled. Jim is a very entitled guy. And he's also very, how would I describe him? He's very Holden Caulfield, kind of, in my opinion, at least, from Catcher in the Rye. He's very, the way that he sees the world, he's very observant. He's very, you know, he's always taking in new information. The only thing is that he kind of views his own view of the world as like the only view of the world. Like he's very, self-centered. But I don't mean that in the sense that like he's constantly, self-serving. That is a better word or phrase or whatever for that. He's very self-serving. He's a self-serving guy. He's the type that will only do something for you if he knows that he's going to get some type of reward or some type of thing back. Like, that's what I mean. If you kind of get my gist about like, you know, just toxic traits overall as a character. Because I love writing problematic characters, and I also love writing characters that are realistic, things that are true to life, and real types of personalities that you do see in people. Because like, not gonna lie, I see narcissistic type of people, and just, you know, also just people with a very closed-minded view of the world, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, I mean, by all means, if you want to live in your bubble forever, go right ahead, but god damn, some people out here nowadays, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's Jim's character. He's very modern in that way, but at the same time he's also very old-fashioned. Like he heavily believes in a lot of old-fashioned ideas and beliefs. So last but not least, I hope you guys have a really good start to your week. Like I said, it is Monday, and it's in the morning too. It's like maybe 9:30 in the morning, but just, that lighting, I was just like, I have to film now. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great start to your week. Update me on all your writing projects in the comment section or on my Instagram. I love following other indie authors and other writers, and yeah, I don't really have anything else.